started in 2020, had a vision we believed. From the ground up, now to finally see.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast. We got a good one for you here today. We know we're a little bit late, but we're just coming on. We had a little technical difficulties, but we are right here.
Well, our guests had a little technical difficulties, but we worked them through it.
We got through it, so we're going to go ahead on and get started here today. Thank you all for being patient with us.
Come on in the room, everyone.
And, we're going to go ahead and end our little music right here. And then we're going to bring our guest on here this afternoon here. We're going to bring on Mrs. Stephon Bell and Mr. Darwin Brooks. And then we're also going to bring on Mr. Willie McDonald. He is the father of Mr. The late Willie James Junebug McDonald. And we have Junebug's two cousins here joining us here, Mr. Stephon Bell and Mr. Darwin
Papa
D's Brooks. You all know him up there at his restaurant up there in Deerfield Beach. So everybody, welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're here. We had a little slight delay, but we're here right now. And of course, we all are here today to talk about Willie James Junebug McDonald, who was shot and killed by a former Deerfield Beach Police officer, Douglas R. Williams, almost 46 years ago. It will be 46 years on Friday, April the 3rd. It will be 46 years. So we have the late Willie James Junebug McDonald's family here, and we're going to be talking about the murder, and we're going to relive it. And we're going to see how they're feeling. And we're just going to take a little deep dive down into it. So everybody, welcome again. Welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Mr. McDonald, let's start with you. Tell us how, what you remember about your son, Junebug. Tell us what kind of kid he was growing up.
Yeah.
He was a good, mindable kid. He liked to play basketball. He always bought him a basketball. He always played basketball. And the day that this happened, I was to my mother's house working. He spent the summer with my mother. That's his grandmother, Miss Lucia Billinger. And I let him go out to the park that day. He was a good kid. He well-spoken kid, and he loved sports. So I hate this happened to him, but I let him went out to the park that day, and he was out there about a couple of hours playing basketball. And the next thing I know, the police had done shot him.
Yeah.
He had some friends to come up, and they was playing basketball in the yard. So, and I was working around my mother's house. So they kept asking me, could Junebug go out to the basketball court with him? So I told them no for the first few minutes, but then they looked like they kept throwing the ball to him. So I told them to go ahead and go out there and play basketball. So this is how it happened, but he's been a good kid all his life. And he spent the summer with his grandmother in Deerfield every year, ever since he was born,
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Now, you mentioned Mr. McDonald. You mentioned that he loved to play basketball, and did he play basketball at Deerfield Beach High School?
yes.
Okay, so he did play basketball at Deerfield Beach High School.
Yes, he did.
Okay,
And how old was it when he was murdered? How old was Junebug when he was murdered?
He was not about, I can't recall right off the bat, but I'm 85 years old, so
He's 20.
things slipped my mind a little bit,
He was 20, Stephon?
I think it was 20.
And Stephon know a lot.
Yes. Thank you.
20.
He was 20 years old?
Yes.
Okay. He was Stefan said he was 20 years old
Yes,
at the time.
yes.
Yeah.
Stephon was his running partner.
Oh,
No,
oh yeah.
he was my big cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah.
So I mean, we've been hearing a lot of people saying, that said that they were with him that morning. Tyrone Hills said that he was with him. They were in the car riding that morning, and also we heard that Willie Bally Man also said he was with him that day. But they both were saying that they were with him, and they dropped him off at the park. They met him out at the park. We got a little bit of conflicting story, but they both were saying that they were with him on that morning he got shot.
It's not.
Yeah, it probably was, but just like I say, was coming by the house, so I was there working. So he was there helping me, but he might have been with them earlier because it was late when this happened, so I don't
Yeah.
know where he was that morning because he had a lot of friends. He go play basketball with them because he was good for 25 or 30 points a game, so they always was looking for him.
Yeah, right.
And how did you get the news, Mr. McDonald? How did you find out that your son had been shot?
I was to my mother's house doing some work on my mother's house. That's when I got the news that he had got shot out there at the park, but I didn't want to believe it because it happened, the kid ain't never been in trouble. So I told the kids to go away with that, And they went in there and told my sister. My sister, they rushed out there and they told me it was true. So, it hurt me to think that, but I didn't believe that because he ain't never been in trouble. He ain't never had a pair of driving license. So why you gonna get shot in the park?
Yeah, right,
So
right.
I didn't want to believe it, but it happened.
Yeah. And did you talk to the
Stephon
police
know a
or
lot about it.
anyone? Did the police, Mr. McDonald, come over, and anyone from the police department come over and talk to you after that happened? Anyone?
No, they didn't. They didn't. I lived it in Lauderdale, so I
Okay.
was just down there. I lived it in Lauderdale. So they came to my mother's house and talked to my mother. That's Miss Lucille in Deerfield.
Miss Lucille. Yes, we know
Right.
Miss Lucille ever since we were young
Yeah,
kids.
Right.
Yep.
yeah. That's way they came there to talk to her, and she
Yeah.
explained things to him. But
So, so we know it had to be a difficult day. And I hear a lot of people saying that as right about the time that he got shot, that it started raining. Do you remember it raining that
yeah, it
day,
did.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes,
All
yes,
day.
yes, it did. Cause
Yeah.
that's what put them in the bathroom. It started raining.
Yeah.
It started raining, so they left the basketball court and went in the bathroom. And that's when all the kids say, "Hey, come the police," and everybody ran out the bathroom. And our kids, they run from the police. So he
Yeah.
tripped and fell. So this is the way I heard it. He had tripped
Yeah.
and fell over a curbstone, and one
Right.
police was handcuffing him, and the other kids had run over there to the apartments over there. Kids they gonna run from the police, so they ran over there to the park. They wasn't doing nothing, but they was just in the bathroom. So when he tripped and fell, they say one police was putting a set of plastic handcuffs on him, and the other police walked up to him and shot him while he was laying on the ground. That's the way the boys told me, cause they was standing there. Our kids be looking and laughing and talking and going on. So they experienced everything. I
Yeah.
didn't. They told me about it later.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
So
Oh, I know that had to
they
be
say he was on the
traumatizing for
ground and the
everyone.
police. Yeah, the police putting a set of handcuffs on him, and he shot. That I heard that he gave this guy a gunshot, like concussion, because he was so close to the police when he fired the gun at him laying on the ground. He was laying on the ground face down when he got shot.
Mm-hmm.
So you know
Yes.
the kids told me a lot about it because they were there looking,
Yeah.
Right.
and the police that shot him, they say went to school with him.
That's what we always
Yeah,
heard. I
yeah,
wonder is any
yeah.
So he
truth
was
to that. Stefan and Darwin, did y'all hear the same thing too? About that Douglas Williams, his name is, that he attended Deerfield High with or attended school with Junebug.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way everything has started at, it started at Danson, at Danson Finish Station.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where it all started at.
They had something about, he when he was in high school, Junior came from another school, but Junior, when he got out there to the high school, he was very athletic and played basketball good. That he took that spot from the officer. At the time, we didn't
Mm-hmm.
know he was officer. He was just a kid, and
Right.
him and Junebug had some words, but that's as far as it went. But it's another thing where we thinking, he been a police officer. He had that opportunity, that chance, and he took it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
we have been hearing rumors about that they went to school together, and it was the best man won the starting position, and the other one was benched, and it could have possibly been something personal, vendetta or something like that.
that's what it seemed. That's what it seemed like to me.
I think it
Yeah.
That's
was
what it seemed like
personal.
to me. It was something personal.
I think it was personal because the guy had became to be a police officer, and Jumbo say, well, they ain't gonna change things, And Junebug, I think they went to tussle at dancing, and Junebug then picked him up and slammed him about 2 times,
That's what
you
we
know.
heard over the
And
years.
and and then not only that, when Junebug went to Deerfield, Junebug was hitting 57 points a game,
Yeah.
every
Mhm.
game, more
Oh
than
yeah.
50. Sometimes he hit 60 points a game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was real good at
he had
basketball.
five
And
scholarships.
oh wow, 5
He
scholarships.
had five free scholarships. He was free.
Right.
And the ranger that kept coming to my mama house after Junebug was dead, my mama got kind of mad with him because they didn't want to believe Junebug was dead. So
Yeah.
mama told him where to go out there to the cemetery where his headstone was.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to believe it because they just had got through talking to him a month or two ago, and he had to pick a college to go to. So he had the opportunity to pick the damn college he wanted. 5 different colleges wanted him.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Right.
he was
Yeah.
just
Oh,
that
he was
good.
he was bad
He
running
had
that
free
full court now.
scholarship. His
Yeah.
scholarship was free.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I wanna go back up just a little bit here,
Yeah,
Darwin, and
yeah. That
and I
was
wanna
that was something.
because this is my first time hearing about the alleged fight that happened up at Dancel, the liquor store up there. Now
Gas
was
station.
Mr. Williams a
Gas
police
station.
officer at the time when the fight occurred, or was he still in school?
I think he was a police officer at that time.
So
Yeah, he was.
Junebug
He had a
and Mr.
jumpsuit
Williams got
on.
into a fight.
Yeah, they got in comfort,
A little tussle.
tussle.
Yeah.
Cause see,
Yeah.
what Junior, back then, Dancer used to be the little spot.
Right.
So a lot of
People
people
used
hung out there at the
yes,
gas
yes,
station.
they did.
And when Junior saw who he was, because he was a police officer, and if you know Junebug, he said something to Junebug gonna reply back. Like, hey, you don't scare me or whatever. You still the same dude that I outdone. You ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So, that time that cop been an officer, he thinking he could bully Junior. So he grabbed Junior, they went back and forth. But Junior supposed to have been on, well, we were so like dropped him twice, slammed him twice. But ain't nothing came out because nobody filed no charges. Cause really they, like I said, they knew each other from high school. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's just ironic that incident happened, I think, a couple of days before he got killed. You know what I'm saying? So he knew who Junebug was. The officer
Mm-hmm.
already knew. So when he had the opportunity, when he did, the other officer was on top of Junior. He seen who that was, and that was back then. I don't know. They don't even have three. He got shot with a 357.
Right.
And they don't even have that now because everybody got the 9. Because if you know how powerful that weapon is,
and how much pressure it take to
that you
pull it.
pull it, and
Mhm.
we didn't accept it. And back then, if I don't know, we're gonna get into the jury because it was an all white jury.
All white jury.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
debated for an hour and a half
Yeah.
and got
Yeah.
him acquitted on murder charges.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and not only that, he got killed with handcuffs on.
Right.
Oh, he was cuffed when
He was
when they
cuffed.
shot him.
Yeah, he was cuffed when they killed him because when he shot with the 357 Magnum in the shoulder, it cleared everything out. I
Yeah.
mean, it took all his arteries.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we heard it went through his right shoulder. We read it. I think we
Yeah, I
read
put
the
a lot of
report,
documents up on
and it
our
went through his
podcast page. If y'all
right.
get a chance, go on there
Yeah.
and take a look at all those charging documents from the city, from the police chief William Neal at that time. I put every document.
Yeah.
I've been compiling on this case for about 2 years, and I just been, like I said, I was just waiting to get here where we are right now to get it done. But I had accumulated all the documents from it about 2 years ago, and I posted everything that I had from articles from the Sun Sentinel or the Fort Lauderdale News or whatever it was called at that time to now. So if y'all get an opportunity, go back and check out it. It got from the Broward County State Attorney's Office to all the way up until the settlement. But I wanted to go back and ask you and Stefan, Darwin and Stefan, what did Junebug mean to you both? And I'll start with Stefan as a cousin. And how was he growing up, Stefan and Darwin? I'll start with Stefan first, and y'all tell us how was he as a cousin?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, he lived with me and my mom for a minute. So me and him slept in the same room. So I really got to know who he was. You know what I'm saying? But he was a protector. And he used to always tell me, don't let nobody bully you. You know what I'm saying? And do right. And Junebug was the type of person, if it's wrong, he gonna say his opinion. He gonna talk about it. But he always protected me. He always said, he already gave me encouraging words. Hey, Steph, you don't have to be into this. You're gonna be somebody else. But I saw him playing the basketball game. So, being a little cousin, I looked up to him. Even until when he had Pi, he had his daughter. Once he had his daughter, he changed. He changed to the point where, Junior started working. Junior started talking about the college people started coming back to him about going to school. Then, only thing he worried about, he opened up a savings account for his daughter, and he opened up, I think he got his first check where he put it in there. And actually, my grandmother helped raise Pi. We call her Pi when she was younger. So, my thing, me being in the military, and I used to reach back and think about what he used to tell me about don't quit, don't let nobody beat you. You know what I'm saying? So I took that and used that when I was going to basic training at AIT. And anytime I think of something, I'm not a outgoing really person to do negative stuff or try to control it. I think of him and I say, what would he do in this situation? So growing up, man, we had fun. It's a house full of 15 boys and all us cousins. We know who to play with and who did not to play with. You know what I'm saying? So all us did stuff that we did each other. But he was one of the ones that we did look up to. And if anybody mess with you, we call him. It ain't no talking.
Yeah.
But that incident, believe it or not, that incident still hurts the family because he was one of the most lovable kids in our family.
Yes.
If we didn't have nobody, my Daryl Bull was quiet. Junbug was vocal at that age period. A lot of people looked up to him. So when that happened, man, it crushed us. And today, even talking about it today, this took us a lot of, a lot of strength to even talk about it. Because it brought up good things and bad things.
Yes, it do. Yeah.
But we got to go through this process to talk about it. And we want people to know, like, if that was going on today, even though we had a little ride and little thing else, He got away with murder. That was not the peers that we did. How's it that a young man on a park on a rainy day get killed?
Yeah.
He didn't have no gun. He didn't kill nobody. You didn't have a warrant out for him. It was just a little raid for a crap game.
Yeah. That's what we always say. A man
So
is
we
dead
still
over
trying to,
crap.
we still trying to figure this out. But
Yeah.
that was Deerfield at that time. That was our little revolution. That was our little time to come together. And where, the police, they abused their power.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Darwin. Tell us how was Junebug? How was your cousin? How was y'all relationship? And tell us about him. Tell us about a little bit about your experience with your cousin Junebug.
Now, matter of fact, me and Junebug, we was born like the same month. We all in July. Junebug is July 5th. I'm July 13th, but we always hung out. I mean, he was real close to me. I mean, when he came down, me and Steph, we was young though. So I mean, when he came to Deerfield, we got a big cousin. I mean, this one, he's 6'9". I'm like 6'9".
Oh, he was
He
tall.
walked through Mama High with them big old feet. I'm like, God, dog, Mama. I mean, on Saturday he gonna eat a lot of pancakes because Lucille Mama always cooked pancakes on Saturday, and all the kids always there. So we always got closer, and we always was a real close knit. I mean, with Bull and all them. I mean, me and Stephen, we were younger, but I mean, we had a different relationship because we played ball, we wrestled, we tussle. If something broke down in the house, Mama gonna make us fix the toilet. If a leak in the roof, we gonna fix the roof. If the wood rotting on the house, she gonna make us fix all that. So she
That's that
taught us.
work ethic.
She taught us a lot of work ethic and a lot of love. And then with that, we loved each other as family. And so really that kind of hurt us because, we got a big cousin who's shooting half court jumpers and hitting straight net.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where you see that at? And then he go to Deerfield and when he come on Saturday, because we weren't able to go to the game. We were young.
Yeah.
He hit 60 points, 57 points.
Mm-hmm.
So that encouraged me to say, hey man, when I get to Deerfield High School, I'm gonna be great.
And you were.
That even make my
You and Stephon were great at Deerfield
but
High.
so that make our work ethic even more. Because even Stephon, when I played ball, I blocked for Stephon. I mean, I was his protector, and he was my protector. So that showed a lot of courage, and a lot of love with each other. But that encouraged me to say when I went to Deerfield High School, I said, man, listen, I'm gonna be the best I ever gonna be. That's why I won stakes at Deerfield, and we made all county at Deerfield, and it just I love my cousin. I miss him, man, because we was on the same court. Because he used to tell me, say, man, don't worry about it, because I used to study real bad. He said, man, don't worry about that. No, there ain't nobody gonna bother to study, because I used to study real bad, and he just showed a lot of love towards me, man.
Yeah.
And we taught a lot of towards each other, man. Because we was taught that way though, to love each other though.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he was a good. He
right about that.
Go ahead, Mr. McDonald.
Go ahead,
boy.
Yeah.
He was a good kid, man. He was a good kid. That was my future there.
Yeah.
That was my future, because I was making great plans for that boy when all them now white coaches went to come into my mama house for him. I made great plans, because 5 colleges wanted him free of charge. It didn't cost mama no money, or nobody no money. Everything he wanted was free. So, I missed that. I'm 85 years old. I was born June 16, 1940. So, and my mama made me work. I worked all my life. I'm still working today.
Oh yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah. You always been a worker. Hey, and you good with that pool stick too.
That pool stick too.
Yeah. I shot pool. Yeah, I shot pool. Yeah, I did a lot of played golf too.
Yep.
Played golf and shot pool.
Yeah, yeah. You know our dad and everything.
No,
So
our granddad and
our
all.
grandfather.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know Mr. Bust Adam. I know all of them. Mr. Bob Bailey. I know all of them. Or Mr.
Yeah.
Bob
right,
Bailey used
right,
to slip me in the back of the Diamond Club, you know.
right,
Right there
right.
by Babe Brother, by Cooler Daddy house. Used to let
Yeah.
Yep,
us slip through that backyard and come in the back of the Diamond Club. So,
right,
you know,
right,
I know everybody in Deerfield. I was born in Deerfield and I
Right.
was raised in and mostly from a place called Tennessee Camp. It was in between Deerfield and Bogerton. No, a lot of people don't know nothing about that. But it was
right.
a town, it was a little camp town that we came from. They're right in between Deerfield and Bogerton called Tennessee Camp. Look that up one day, Kula.
I will.
It
I
was,
wanted to also ask you something
it
too,
was
Mr.
a,
McDonald. I want to ask you
yes.
the day of the jury came back with their decision. How did you feel that day? I know for me, I remember seeing it on the news. I could replay it back
Yeah,
right now. I could still see the family
crying, coming out
crying
of the
and
courtroom.
on the TV at the time. And how did you feel at that time,
Yes.
Mr. McDaniel, when he was acquitted?
I
When
broke.
Douglas
I had to
Williams?
leave. I had to leave Deerfield, man, cause they say they was gonna kill his daddy. So my mama got the news some kind of way from one of the colored police over there that they were gonna kill me next. So I had to leave Deerfield and go to Lauderdale. I moved to Lauderdale. I got out
Right,
of Deerfield. Cause my
right.
mom was scared for me to be shot by the police. Cause I likes to race. See, I had a race car. So she told me I had to leave Deerfield
Right.
because she
And
didn't want me to
everybody
get
used to.
killed. I I had 7 sisters and I'm the only boy out of 8 heads of children. So I
Wow.
listened at my mama. She told me to leave and I left. So I
Right.
didn't
Yeah.
participate in none of that riot was going on there, and
Yeah,
going on. I couldn't participate with that.
it got really rough right after when he was killed. I remember it was tough times here in Deerfield. They broke the windows out of the police car. They were throwing rocks out there at the park, and
Throwing
Yeah,
rocks on Dixie Highway where we
yeah,
used to
Dixie
yeah,
live
yeah,
at.
Highway
Yeah.
behind. Yeah, it was a
That was
real.
a rough night.
Yeah, Deerfield was in an uproar back in those
it
days
was
because
rough
of that
up
murder.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we
Yeah,
lived
cause
behind the Diamond
whenever they
Club, so
said,
we saw them.
And that
yeah,
gets another
yeah,
point to
yeah,
show,
yeah,
you know, how many people he touched and how many people liked him. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
'Cause you didn't, you
yeah,
got to, once you know him, you could trust him, you have fun, you know who he is. He's always a good friend. So when that did happen, when they came back with the not guilty charge, it felt like, that was a slap in the face. This man was on the ground. It's raining. He wasn't running. You
And
know,
Yeah.
handcuffed.
and
and
they were,
handcuffed. And then you said that
but
first he
it's,
said his finger slipped and hit the trigger. Then when it come to trial, he come back later and said Junior had knocked his hand and that would
Right.
pull the trigger.
Right.
So he's changing his
Story.
defense, his story as we go.
right.
Yeah.
And it's a sad thing, but God don't like ugly cause I don't know if y'all did an update. I follow this dude. He just got arrested for stealing money out there from the police funds.
And Carl Spring.
Yes, he did.
yeah,
We put his picture
cause
up. That's
Carl
him
Spring
there back
hired him right
then.
after. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Carl
Coral
Spring hired
Springs
him right after he
hiding.
had
Yeah.
killed Junebug.
Yeah.
Yep.
Carl
You know,
Spring police hired him.
in 1981 they hired him. Let me tell y'all something. He's probably watching right now because he followed our podcast the other day. I don't know if he understand that we can see that, but he followed. If that's him, if that's Douglas Williams, which I believe it could be him, he followed our podcast. Once I started dropping all them documents the other day,
Right.
he followed our podcast.
And that's
so
fine if he does.
that's right.
Yeah,
So
he
we
can
know
follow.
he's probably watching right now. He's probably watching behind the scenes, or he's gonna go back and watch. And I know for me what it felt like for me, Stephon Darwin and Mr. McDonald. That day to us, we were standing in our front yard with my mom, and we heard the shot. And my mom always taught us when we hear a shot to get out. I can still see my mom now telling us, get on the ground when we heard that shot. It was like in the 5 o'clock hour that Thursday, and it was starting to rain a little bit, but I could still remember my mom telling us to hit the ground, even though the shot came from the park and we were on the other end near Dixie, but I can still remember that day. And shortly after that, I can't remember who it was, but someone came and told us that Junebug had got shot. And I can remember that night on Dixie, the front street.
It was total chaos.
It was total chaos. Every car came through there.
It was chaos.
It was mayhem. And I don't think this city never want to see anything like that again. Hopefully that never happens again here in Deerfield
But you
Beach.
know something was wrong with that verdict and the way they treated it. Because as soon as he got found out guilty, he left right after that and went and got hired by Car Springs out there. You know? So, you know, the way the things went down and everybody remember that because, you know, we really got along with the cops here. You know, we was younger. They didn't really bother. They knew what everything else, but that was a personal vendetta that police had. And what he didn't understand when that happened, that changed the whole dynamic of our family about trusting white people or trusting police officers. And the sad thing about it, when you shot him, Junior was still on the ground. So he really bled out right there at the park.
Right.
He died right there. Because when they shot him, when they shot him with a 357 Magnum, it killed all his arteries. I mean, it blew all his arteries off. So he was dead before he left the park. And that's sad that a young man would get killed about 25 cents. They're out there having fun as kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they was kids. I mean,
I want to ask you a question. I want to ask all three of you all a question. I want to ask Darwin. I want to ask Stefan. I want to ask Mr. McDonald too. Let me start with you, Mr. McDonald. Do you feel that Douglas Williams killed your son on purpose, in your opinion?
Yes. Because they had it in school. They had it that the same kid he went to school with. Yes. And then they're gonna say his finger slipped on the trigger and all this other crap. You know, and then one police got his knee in his back, handcuffing him. So why you gonna shoot him?
Right.
And how did you feel about the police?
Police concussion.
Okay. And Stefan, what about you? How do you feel? Do you feel like he shot him on purpose, killed him on purpose?
I honestly believe it was a vendetta. Ever since, I know Junior, and my thing was he just had a daughter. He wasn't gonna do anything that's crazy because he loved his daughter. And he wanted to be there for Pi. So I can see him, but he's talking like, motherfucker, yo, you got me. It ain't no big thing. You got me on the ground. Yo, motherfucker, get off my back. And that cop seen who that was, and he know what he was going for. He was looking for Junior. Junior, everybody know he had an afro. You know what I'm saying? Or he had them corn rolls. So he looked at it and had that opportunity, and he took it.
Yeah.
And and the sad thing to say, we always thought Deerfield was fair, but that taught us another lesson that we're not fair. That's it's not fair out here for us.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And Darwin, what about you? You think he killed your cousin Junebug on purpose? In your opinion?
My opinion, yes. I mean, because they went to school together, and Junebug beat him out of his position. So I mean, but why get angry about it? I mean, come on. If you lose, best man win.
Yeah. And we always tried to tell the public here on our podcast that, because everybody think it was peaches and cream here in Deerfield Beach.
Exactly.
We try to tell them that the police were rough here on black people back in those days. I mean, my dad, Mr. McDonald can tell you some stories from their times. I know from my dad telling us stories and from our stories of growing up, as we have said numerous of times, getting money for the pack of rattlers out there when we would go on our yearly trips. At the end, the police would stop us all the time and tell us to go back on our side of the town. So they were, in my opinion, they were never ever back then when Deerfield Police was here. they wasn't good towards black people. Some of them, not all of them now. We had a lot of good cops, but the majority of them back in those days, they were very nasty towards black people. So
I know that's right.
When that happened to Junebug, and then the sad part is the next day we went out on the park out there because everyone was standing there like a shrine where he was murdered at, and you can see a band-aids. It's like you're gonna
and they left it there.
And they left the band-aid right there,
with the blood and everything
was right there. Yep. So they tried to shoot the man and then try to put a band-aid on him. Come on, be for real. I mean, that's why I say this city has never, and I'm glad y'all are talking about it because this is something that need to be talked about because the younger kids do not know. I mean, when we put this up, a lot of them wasn't even born yet, and they were like, their parents told them about this, but it's good that they see the father of Junebug, Mr. McDonald, and they see Stefan and Darwin here because y'all are living witnesses to Junebug's character, and people need to know that because
Junebug was,
who he was, and humanize him because I don't think we ever saw that throughout the years. We just didn't. It was like we didn't have the media that we have now.
Yeah, that's a picture we got. Yeah, that same picture in this house.
Yeah, and that picture is all on the internet, all over the world, and we don't want nobody to forget about who Junebug was. So that's why we've been shedding light on this. And that same 357 Magnum that killed Junebug, guess what? Wayne and myself and two other friends, we were coming from the skating rink. And as soon as we got off of I-95 in Hillsborough and turned by McDonald's and went through the park and came out of the park, we got pulled over right in my uncle George Moore and Maisie Moore, the Moores, right there on 2nd Street next to the Majors. We pulled up in the yard there, and guess what? One of the cops had a 357 Magnum to the back of my head.
To the back of my head, too.
N-word, calling us niggers, and told us to shut up, and was yelling at my Aunt Maisie and Junior and telling them to go back in the house. And they were 22 years old, telling grown-ups in their 30s and 40s back then to go in the house.
They were nasty.
So they were very nasty to a lot of people back then. And I'm sure we all got stories to tell about the old Deerfield Beach Police Department.
Yeah. They were hell on black people here in Deerfield Beach, and the people that's just coming here now need to hear these stories here because right now Deerfield is in the middle right now of going back to their police department. They're transitioning as we talk right now, and the people need to know. Daryl told them at a few meetings, we don't want to see those brown uniforms that y'all had because that bring back a lot of bad memories too.
A lot of bad memories.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Those brown uniforms, would you all want to see those brown uniforms because it'll bring back memories of how they shot and killed
I'd rather for
the
sheriff to be there.
So we want to all get together and we want to make sure that the commissioners and the mayor and all of them know that we don't ever want to see those ugly brown racist brown uniforms back here in Deerfield Beach ever again.
Please don't. Yes.
No,
I agree.
No.
So they bring the Deerfield's getting their own police department back?
Yes, they are. Yes, they voted here 2 months ago to go to them and the sheriff had a dispute and they were saying the cost was skyrocketing. So now Deerfield is transitioning as we speak right now of going back to their own department. And this can very well happen again. I'm telling you, history very well can repeat themselves if they bring the wrong cops up in here.
Exactly.
It could very well repeat itself.
Yeah. Because they'll get a lot of reject police officers from a lot of other departments.
Exactly.
Other departments wouldn't hire, and they're gonna come here to Deerfield because they're gonna figure that Deerfield need cops bad, so they're gonna hire some of the worst cops, probably in the country that could end up here. I'm not saying that they're gonna do that, but that could possibly happen it could happen. And again, those brown uniforms, they bring back a lot of bad memories for a lot of black people here and white people. Not only black people, they were nasty.
Yeah, they were held on some white folks too. If
a lot of white people that we know that we went to school with, they treated them bad too. So they were very notorious for treating the citizens and taxpayers here in Deerfield Beach very, very badly, and they didn't mind calling you racist names here in Deerfield Beach. And yes, we will remind them of that racist behavior that they had here in Deerfield Beach. We won't let them forget it.
No, not on this podcast. We're not going to let them forget.
And hopefully they don't bring the colors back. Hopefully they don't bring the colors back.
Yeah, well, we got to be instrumental and let them know that we don't want those brown uniforms to ever come back here in Deerfield Beach ever again. You could go to blue, green, whatever color you want, but we don't want to see those uniforms here, brown uniforms here again.
Yeah, that's a beautiful picture of my son.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I wanted to ask you, Stefan, and you and Darwin, after Junebug was murdered, and I know you said it changed the dynamics of your family. How did it inspire you? I know you said Darwin said it inspired him to be a beast out at Deerfield, which he was. How did it inspire you, besides going to the military, Stefan, and basic training, as you said? What beyond that too did it inspire you?
Like I said, me and him was like he was like a big brother to me. So the things that when I ever have adversity or anything like that, I can hear the words from my head. He's telling me, like, Step, you got this. Don't be afraid of this, and don't let nobody stop you from doing what you're doing. So anytime I had an adversity in my life or anything that I was heading toward, structure-wise, even airborne school and, everything like that, I thought about him. Like, I could hear him in the background. Don't quit. Don't quit. I always, it took a while for us to even grasp what all happened. Like you said, I can still remember that day. I can still remember the time when I got home, when I was running track for Deerfield Middle School, and I was like, damn, I'm not feeling too good. So I got a bad feeling came over me. And I remember walking home and my mom in there crying and everything else, like, what's going on? And they were like, Junior got killed. I said, no, it can't be. I just talked to him like yesterday. So that stays with me, and every day stays with me. But I wanted. That's why I didn't. I didn't dabble in that drugs. I didn't do certain things because he always told me that I'm better than that. So I wanted to live my life to show him. I know he's looking down like, damn, my little cousin did it. You know what I'm saying? I beat the odds on a whole lot of things, and a whole lot of things I accomplished. My little cousin got his master's. My little cousin traveled. My little cousin was in charge of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people when I joined, I'm from Deerfield Beach, Florida.
That's right.
It's a little town, but all us Blights knew everybody, and we knew everybody's family. And we did have incident, and that's the sad thing about it, that we so small and everybody know everybody, that we have something like that happen on Westside Park.
Right.
So, every day, when I'm not gonna lie, every day, like every day, I think of him or what he would have been or what I would have needed. Man, I wish y'all could have called him and asked him about this. Man, I wonder what Junior would have said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was very vocal. Very vocal.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying vocal, he's gonna say his opinion, but it's gonna be right. He let you know, hey man, that's wrong. You need to apologize.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
But it's a growing thing. And even at 60, I still think about it. I still think about, like I told you, the things I accomplished. He was one of the main factors because I didn't want to let him down.
Right. Right.
And you don't want to. And my cousin died for it. What did he die for? He died. He just had a new baby born. He just got his job. The college is coming to him. He think about going back to college to play that basketball thing. And this happened on the park.
Yeah.
I mean, and not only a park, we talking about a playground.
Right.
Where kids, we all went there. I mean, we went to dances there. We went to fun day there. Yep. And it was a sad moment. It was a sad moment.
It was
for all of us.
Senseless murder that day.
Yes.
I want to bring up something too. Also, we're getting Tyrone Hills. He's in the comment section. He said back in the day, he said his dad told him that the Deerfield Beach Police Department hung Mr. Davenport in the jail cell, and they said he killed himself.
Yeah.
So did you all remember? You remember that, Mr. McDonald?
Yeah.
I know you can remember that.
I remember that too.
Yeah,
I
I
heard
remember
that too.
that. I remember
I
that.
remember. I heard about it.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, yeah. He was an army boy. He was just out of the army. And Miss Lewis Davenport, she went to get him out of jail that night. He was racing, and Bogaton police told him that they can get him in the morning because all of us had race cars back in them days. And when she went back the next day with Maybell Gamma, they say he had hung himself in jail.
Yeah.
Right.
I never believed
He
that.
had just got out the army.
Not from the stories I heard from growing up as a kid.
Junebug ain't the only one got killed in Deerfield by the police. There's another boy that got killed in Deerfield by the police.
Yeah.
You remember?
And matter of fact, not only that, Junebug grandma used to feed all of the prisoners.
Police.
Yeah, all of them.
Wow.
And
And
the
we
police
used to take the
department,
food
she
up
used to
there.
pick food from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't that nice?
Every
How
day.
ironic is that? Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was Miss Lucille Billingsley?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fed them every day.
Yes, that's right. That was her.
Yeah.
That was her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you know, a lot of people was telling Fred Davenport, you know, he joined the Deerfield Beach Police Department back in the day, and a lot of people were saying, asking Fred, you know, how could you join a police department that killed your dad, you know? And you know, I guess Fred just kind of brushed that off and he put it aside, and he put his best foot forward, and he joined the Deerfield Beach Police Department to try and make some change here in Deerfield, you know, and he did. He made a lot of positive change here in Deerfield, and that took a lot of courage for Fred to join the Deerfield Beach Police Department after they had allegedly killed him, killed his dad.
Oh, it's a lot of sins of the city in this city here with the old Deerfield Beach Police Department that, like I say, a lot of the new people that is moving here, they don't know. Yeah. They don't know the history of this town, and that's why I'm glad that you're all on here today to humanize Willie James, Junebug McDonald.
Right. And we want people to know who Junebug was, because there are a lot of people, black and white, that live here in Deerfield. They said they heard about Junebug, but they didn't know the story. So that's why we wanted you all to come on here to tell his story, because Junebug can't tell a story for himself. So you all, his dad and his cousins, you all got to tell a story for him. You all have to keep his legacy, memories alive. So we want y'all to tell everybody who Junebug was, you know?
And I remember every year, was that Miss Lucille that used to put in the Sun Sentinel every year, every April 3rd? I would be, because I was a subscriber to the newspaper, and I would see that in there. I would see that in the Sun Sentinel, and I was wondering, was that, if I remember right, that was Miss Lucille that was doing that, correct?
Yeah, she started it, and they was doing it like every year from then. Yep. And then my aunt them start taking it over because they wanted everybody to not forget. Like it was an innocent guy that got killed on a playground on a rainy day that was handcuffed. That lost their life. And an all-white jury found the police innocent within an hour.
Yeah.
All the evidence they had, they debated about a black lie. That just showed that we didn't matter during that time frame. And Deerfield police cop, they started, you know, they was racist during that time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
We didn't trust the police. We couldn't go across the tracks.
No, we couldn't. I tell people that now on our podcast when we be on here talking on our pop-up. A lot of people don't believe that me and Daryl living proof. I don't have no reason to lie. We was over there soliciting money to go on our Packer-Rattler trip. They told us to go back on your side of the track. Now, people, you know, a lot of people, non-black people will say, well, that was a long time ago. Well, damn it happened.
Yeah.
I'm here at almost 60 years old. I'm here. So I'm long as I'm here and I'm alive, it happened. So don't tell me to just try to forget about it like that, because it still could happen today, and it's still happening in a lot of places. in Florida here today.
Yeah.
And it is happening. And see, that's the number one thing about us. We like to tell people, well, it happened a long time ago. But if you don't know your history, how you know when it's coming again or what's happening again? So I can't, you're known for this. You're known to do this. This is your MO.
Yeah.
So we as a community have to stop that. We have to come out and start getting more into these meetings. And now especially as Deerfield is hiring their own police officers, what type of police officer would you want to have that police your community?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a community based in police department, or is this going to be somebody here back in the slavery days that took over for the KKK, where we just enforcing what we want to enforce?
Well, now is our time right now, Stefan, to where we can put people. I wish you were here because you would do good as a liaison to the department, because we need people. We need people here, and I hope a lot of the young blacks and older blacks apply for the jobs that's here, because we need that police department that they're putting together needs to look just like this community. It doesn't need to look like 1980, April 3rd, 1980. And it very well, if we don't get involved, it very well could look like April 3rd.
It will, and it's gonna look worse because now the process of the way the society is right now, and the president, a lot of things that we think is not fair is actually fair now.
Yes.
So they actually, now this political power is enforcing a lot of irregularities about blacks getting arrested, blacks getting killed. My thing is, if we don't know the police officer, if they're not equipped to deal with African Americans people, why put them in our community? Why would you want that police officer in your community? And that he don't have to be there, because now we're paying for the people in Deerfield is paying their salary. So if a guy's not doing his job or he's harassing you, blacks don't know. You have to go down to City Hall and put a complaint in. Get rid of it.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Stefan.
And if they're not gonna, if they're not gonna base this hiring, that process to make Deerfield better and get involved in the community and get involved in Westside, we back in cages.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, if we do anything, we should make Deerfield great again. Now.
That's what we have to do.
Make it great again.
That's why me and my brother and all of us still here in this fight right here, and we're not going nowhere, because we're not taking our eye off of what's going on right now with the police department, and we've been very much involved in telling the public what's going on of them building it, and every step that they're doing. We're gonna stay engaged, because, like I say, we can't go back to 1980. Because it's very easy to go back there. Mr. McDonald, I know you want to say something. Go on and tell us something. I
know he went out.
Yeah, he got
he got unmute.
Got to unmute.
She got to unmute him. He don't know.
She got muted the microphone.
Yeah, we're gonna call and tell her to unmute him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there she go.
Yeah. Yeah, I had put my hand up to my ears and let her know that.
We'll let her back in. So
right,
but they're gonna be going back to the old Deerfield. Well, not the old. This will be the new Deerfield Beach Police Department. There in 17 months, you will see
17 months. Yep,
police cruisers coming back through Deerfield Beach that says Deerfield Beach Police. They are coming back. It's just a matter of time. They have 17 months before the contract with BSO is up. So you will be seeing the Deerfield Beach Police Department coming back, but we have a voice. We all must speak up, and what we're not going to tolerate is another Junebug. We're not going to tolerate another hanging in the cell of Mr. Davenport. We're not going to tolerate them putting a 357 upside my head and a Beretta 9mm upside my brother's head. And when Wayne went up there to complain about it, Mr. Robert Jackson, Major Robert Jackson, told my brother Wayne, he said, well, let you tell the story, Wayne. That's your story.
When they stuck that gun up to my head that night, I'm getting out my vehicle, gathering my stuff up. Next thing I knew, I see the police car ride by, and I'm at the apartment complex where I'm at. The next thing I know, all I see, a person pull up there. I'm telling you, to this day, he could have killed me, and he would have probably tried to say I reached for a gun. But the only thing I know, I was gathering my stuff up, and I had my gun on the front seat. And there I add Mr. James. But as the only thing I knew, I saw the cop jumped out real quick, and he stuck a Beretta 92 FS up to my head and told me to get the fuck out the car, and he snatched me out of there. And he had the gun. He had the gun cocked, and he had it to my head. And he told me, "Why didn't I tell him I had a gun there?" I'm like, I didn't even know you were standing there. I didn't even know he had gonna pull this car up to me. But he told me I could have blew your motherfucking head off. By that time, another cop rolled through, and the cop used to see me getting out, going to my apartment every night. The other Deerfield cop rolled through, and as he rolled through, he asked him, he said, "This guy lives right there." The guy knew, because some nights he would wave at me. He said, "No, the guy lives right there." And he tried to like make light, telling me, talking about, "Oh, we can go have a coffee or shoot a game." I said, "Man, I don't want to hear that. Get out of here. Man, you almost just killed me just now." I was shaking because I was that close to death. Because he stuck that gun right up to my head, and he told me he'll blow my motherfucking head off.
Off nothing.
Over nothing. I did nothing wrong but getting out of my vehicle with my food, going to my apartment. It's, it still rattles me today, because I know so many cases of black men have gotten murdered that same way. And then he would have, what he would have did? He would have conjured up a story and said, "Look, he had a gun. He was reaching for a gun." And he knew that was a lie.
Yep.
But it's when you tell those stories there, like I say, sometimes people that's non-black, they don't want to hear that. It's always to comply, but they don't understand the stories like that. I ain't never been in no trouble. I ain't never been to jail, never been in no trouble, never had a parking ticket at my age. So, and that's how I just know how easy it is for our young black men and women, because they killing our women too, okay, to get murdered here on the house, as we call it, and nothing is done. You'll get a few people might go out and throw rocks or do something, but 9 out of 10 times he'd have killed me that day. He'd have got acquitted.
Yep.
He would have got acquitted. I have no doubt in my mind he would have got acquitted.
Yeah.
And somewhere someone would have been saying, "Well, he was reaching for a gun," and that guy know I wasn't reaching for no gun. It ought to bother him to that day. But I'm not gonna tell you no lie. And I say I cussed him out that night. I called him all kind of names that I wouldn't even want Mr. McDonald or my parents, who I know listening and watching, to even hear. But I went off. I told him I didn't even want to hear that. Man, get out my face.
Yeah, but that's the type of police department we dealt with back then. Go ahead, Mr. McDonald.
Yeah. I was in that same position one time. Some white police came through there by the Diamond Club, and I wasn't getting out the road fast enough, and they called me a nigger. So I followed them down to Hillsborough Boulevard off of Dixie, and I said, "Hey man," I said, "I just want to talk to y'all." They said, "Nigga, don't nobody want to talk to you." So they went around the corner, went by the police department. So when they went by the police department, I followed them to Bogerton. I followed them down across by the bridge by Deerfield. And they went up there, so I turned around and came back to Deerfield. And I be doggone it, they didn't send Bogerton police there. And they told the boy standing up in front of the Diamond Club, "Who's driving that gold and white truck over there?" And the guy said, "Well, that truck there been parked there for the longest." So they said, "That truck ain't been there for the longest." They said that truck just got into a shooting going into Bogerton. I did not shoot at them white people, but I was just following them, talking to them, or they called me a nigger right there in front of the Diamond Club, because one white boy had his foot in the one that said, "Nigga, get out of the road." And I got down to the red light. They said, "Nigga, don't nobody want to talk to you." So I followed the Bogerton. I followed almost to Bogerton. I turned around, came back in Deerfield, and parked my truck. Do you know, my friends, they say, "Well, whenever we see him, we gonna shoot him because he got a gun." I didn't have no gun. So my friends, Fat Bull, drove my truck. I crossed Hillsborough Boulevard, and I caught the back road in the dairy, and went up the dairy and started staying in the dairy. And Mama told some of the guys, the police been at the house looking for Willie James where he at. So nobody wouldn't tell her where I was at. So the police told her that they was gonna shoot me if they see me on site because I had a gun. And my mama know I didn't have no gun, but I went to Bogaton and they came to the house 2 or 3 times. So mama came to Derry and found me and brought me back to the jailhouse. Because she said, Willie James, I don't want the police to kill you. They done been in the house 3 or 4 times. Say they gonna shoot you on sight. So I tried to get my mama out of not carrying me back to Deerfield. But you know how we was kids. So mama took me back. I left my car in Derry. Mama brought me back. Mama brought me back to Deerfield. And the police there was named Mr. Grady, Mr. Henry Jones' brother. He told mama, he said, Miss Lucia, he said, leave Willie James in jail. He said, he'll be all right. He said, I know you and I know Willie James, so he'll be all right. Just leave him in. Mama didn't want to leave me in jail because Depot that just got killed. And she didn't want to leave me in jail. She wanted to bomb me. And the police talked mama into leaving me there. Mama came back to that jail every day till they let me out. I stayed in jail for a month because the white boy wouldn't come to court. So every time they kept throwing it out, so they say time served. So they let me out in Deerfield. I was lucky that they didn't kill me in Deerfield. That was before they did my son like that. That was before. Because Mama cooked for the Deerfield Beach Police Department. So I was lucky one time with the Deerfield Beach Police Department because 2 or 3 people around there know my mama. And they know my mama because my mama said, well, I'm going to get him and bring him back to y'all. I don't want y'all to kill my son.
Right.
That's how I ended up back in jail. So I made it through that. You know, I just want to tell y'all, I was
Hey, that's a good story to hear.
I'm glad you shared that story, man, because people need to hear these stories.
Yeah. And I want to ask all y'all. I want to start with Stefan and then Darwin and then Mr. McDonald last. If you had a chance right now to see Douglas Williams and to sit in a room with him and talk with him, what would you ask him, Stefan, about the murder of your cousin, Junebug? What would you ask Douglas R. Williams today?
You know what? I know they found him innocent, but I know deep down inside it had to mess with him. And I want to just ask him, why? And do he know what that effect did to our family? That one little incident that you so-called made a mistake.
So hopefully he'll be back here. We lost connection with him here. He'll probably come back on.
Yeah, y'all lost me 1 or 2 times too, but I came back.
Yeah.
One lady punched right.
Yeah.
But I would like him, if I had that opportunity, I would like him, why did he take it into his own hand to kill my son? No, because I had made a great plan for that boy. I thought that was going to be another Michael Jackson, Jordan, and I thought I was going to be traveling all over the world, looking at him play basketball.
Right.
So I had great feeling for him, by being a basketball player, and everything. Because Mike Jordan was out there and a couple more players were there. So I really hated that happened to my boy.
Oh, he can hear us. Okay.
Yeah.
He had 5 scholarships. I know he was going to invite his daddy
See that?
Willie James talk.
You know, I know he was gonna do that. You know, but
Right.
never did
Right.
happen. But I lived to get 85 years old, and I can look back at them days, and I'm still working today.
Yes, you are.
And that's why we wanted to get you on here, Mr.
That's
McDonald, to tell your story so everybody could hear your side of the story. Because back in those days, people didn't hear your story, you know, and you're still alive, and now you got a chance to tell your story, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate talking about it, man. This is the first time I talked about Junebug. You know, I try to keep it down. I won't bring no memories back, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't talk too much about it. But I'm proud y'all doing this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm proud to be doing it because we knew we were going to do it the right way. I know other people over the years probably might have came and wanted to talk about it. I mean, I've been asking to do this for some years now, but it was all God's perfect timing to do this. And I wanted to do it the right way when we do it. I didn't want to just throw something together and do it. I wanted to hear from you, Mr. McDonald. Like I told you, I just saw you in the store here. Me and you just spoke. You didn't probably remember who I was, but I knew who you were. And I said, "How you doing, Mr. McDonald?" And you came in the store and you went on, and then you went on back out. But I would see you around town, and every time I would see you, I would always think about Junebug. I always thought about, what effect did it leave on you as a father? I had always thought that in my mind, but I saw you was always functioning because we used to see you up to the American Legion post. You would always come in there
with your pool stick,
your pool stick on, and we would always joke with you up at the American Legion post back in the day.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Stefan? Can you hear us?
Y'all on National TV. Now my
Willie James talking.
Always.
Okay. Well,
Go on, answer that question when you ask.
Yeah, I know.
What I tell it.
Yeah, you could go on, Stefan.
I'm going to show y'all a picture of him on the wall.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a picture. You might see him. You see him right now next to that lady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. We
The
see it in
afro,
the middle.
That's Junebug. That Junebug picture right there. And that's her mama picture there.
Shit, can't hear me?
I can't.
Yeah, this is her.
You muted on me?
No.
This is her portrait. Now these are all the pictures.
But I think they can hear us.
Everybody.
Wayne, can y'all hear us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, they can hear us. Darwin wanted to explain that question you asked. We can't hear y'all.
Yeah, we can.
That same question you asked Stefan about what would I do? Basically, I would ask him, did you change your life? Do you want a Bible study? Because that's what he needs. That's all I can ask him. Did you change your life? Did you ask for forgiveness? That's all I can ask him. You at least change your life over to Jehovah, whatever you need to do. You need to change because that was cold-blooded murder that he did to my cousin, man. But my thing is, I don't forgave him, so but I never forget it. I forgave him.
Oh yeah.
Right. And that's the thing too.
And Adam, brother, I want to thank y'all, man, for having us on, man. My family and everything.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the love that you give us, brother.
Oh yeah.
And we thank you for that, man.
Yeah, man. We
even Wayne, we live down on the front street. You my best friend, man.
Growing up,
I love you, man. I appreciate it too, bro.
Yeah,
growing up, you were my best friend, bro. Yeah. You used to come play. I know you can't hear us, but the audience can hear me.
Wow.
You were my best friend, Darwin, growing up. When Miss Bessie Brooks had her place over there, you would always come over and play with me over in my grandparents' yard behind the Diamond Club. I love you and Stefan. I love you too, Mr. McDonald. And I appreciate y'all coming on our podcast.
I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all talking about my son.
Yeah.
Yeah, you welcome. You're welcome, man. Thank you. We want to thank you all for. Yeah. We want to thank you all for coming on here this evening, man. We know we had some technical difficulties and sound issues, but we want to thank you all for coming on. The family of Willie James, Junebug, McDonald, and we'll be keeping in contact with you. And thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. McDonald.
I'm welcome anytime to talk to y'all about Junebug.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, and we appreciate you coming on, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
All right.
All right.
Now, this man want to get into that building. What is this guy phone number? Ain't nobody at that.
All right, everybody, stay tuned. We're going to come back with a pop-up podcast right after this to sum up everything.
And Tyrone Hill, you can call in, and when we come back.
We'll be right back after this. Give us about a few minutes. We'll be right back. Adams Brothers Podcast.